Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Leonard Parker here, and today I'm going to go over how to use content when you're getting started with your SEO campaign to really start to build long-term traction for your website's visibility and also build more traffic, grow your website's traffic. So since it's on the brink of summer, well, it feels like summer, but we're not officially in summer yet here in South Texas. It's very hot. So today I'm going to use the example of an AC repair company and how they might target or approach their content strategy when they're just getting started with their SEO campaign. Now, before I get into that, just a few bullet points here. And even before I get to that, so this video is really meant for SEO beginners. So if you are an SEO or you have experience doing your own SEO, this video might not be very helpful for you, but thanks for watching anyway. Make sure to subscribe. So when you're getting started with your content strategy, my advice would be to start with research. So really, in going back to the AC repair company, you want to make sure that you're putting out content that's unique and that it's high quality. And that's nothing new. You probably heard that before. But when you're doing your research, you want to look at what your competitors and even other companies in your industry, what they're writing about. And from your experience and from what you've seen in the field, there's always going to be some gaps where, maybe that particular company, whoever wrote the blog article, didn't consider this factor, or they didn't consider this specific scenario, or maybe they could have added more data to back up some of the things they were saying. I think the typical is to make the content longer, which isn't always necessarily better. If you can take a 1,000 word article and still convey your message in 500 words, well, people are going to appreciate that shorter article because it gets to the point. And Google will also reward you because you're going to have a better user experience. People are going to be staying on the page longer, and they're not going to bounce. So just remember that longer content isn't always better. Now, you should have a content calendar. I call these editorial calendar, where you basically schedule out, okay, blog A, it's going to go live June 1st. Blog B, it's going to go live June 15th, and so on. And I would say schedule that out if you can for a year, but at a minimum of the next 90 days. And that way you can really figure out what topics you're writing about. And if you are outsourcing this to a writer or maybe someone else on your team, they will know ahead of time. So it just makes it easier for everyone. So the content is well researched and well written, and it isn't rushed. So always have some type of content calendar as a guideline. And as I already mentioned, quality over quantity. So that applies to word length, but that also applies to publishing frequency. So preferably, in a perfect world, you could publish an article every day, but we're all business owners. We don't have time for that, consistently, or we might not have someone on our team who can help with that consistently, or, budgeting, if you are outsourcing it, can become an issue. So, daily, weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, what really matters is you're putting together good quality content that really is the best in class, on that topic. So that's my advice there. I think the content research, competitor research is always, a good step, and figuring out where are the gaps in the content that's already out there. And that's how you can figure out how you can add your unique value. Now, picking high potential topics and angles. Now, I'm assuming you're not an SEO, so you might not have access to some of the more advanced tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush. Actually, I think SEMrush does have a free option, so it's worth a look, but with that free option, they do provide limited data. But if you do, great. There are tons of videos out there directly from Ahrefs or SEMrush on how to best use their tools. Neil Patel, he is a industry leader. He does have a free tool where you can do some keyword research and look at the different websites that are ranking well for that particular topic, and that can be the start of your competitor research. Now, I won't go into detail about this tool, but I will provide a link in the video description where you can check it out for yourself. But it's a great tool. Only been around a couple of months, but I'm really impressed with what he's done here. And so picking high potential topics. So this is where your research is really going to come into play. But before I get to how I would do content research, topic research, some of the types of content that do really well, especially when you're sharing them on social media or sharing them on other places online, include expert roundups. So using our example of a AC repair company, you might not want to ask your competitors what their opinion on something is, but let's say, if you're looking at targeting new homeowners. So you might want to target something with different real estate agents where, maybe it's something outside of AC repair, but, some of the things that new homeowners should be aware of when conserving energy, so keeping their light bill down, their electric bill down. And if you're in Houston, target the top 10 real estate agents in your specific area. So if you're in Katy or you're targeting Katy, target the top real estate agents in Katy. And that's a great way to do what we call a crowdsource information. So pretty much the content will write itself. So you would email these real estate agents, ask their opinion on a topic, and then compile those responses into a nice article. And then, of course, you want to add, your snippet. But that's a great way to crowdsource content. But once you publish it, let those real estate agents know that you published the article, and then there's a good chance that they'll share it on their social media profiles or even link back to you from their own websites and their own blogs. So great opportunity. Infographics. So infographics will be a great opportunity, especially if you're in an industry like AC repair where there isn't a ton of infographic marketing being done. But I would just say, figure out, what would be a good topic that would lend itself well to an infographic. So listicle articles are always great for infographics because it allows you to an infographic allows you to convey that information in a step-by-step process. Another, good infographic topic will be related to something dealing with a process. So, there's a process that you want to publish an article about. You can put that process on an infographic. So a big part of infographics is the design, of course. So you want to make sure that, if you don't have those design skills, that you partner with someone who does. And there are a lot of cool tools out there. I use a tool called Snappa, which I will share a link to in the video description. But it makes it very easy to put together some really good looking infographics right away. Case studies. And for AC repair, this might be more applicable to a commercial real estate property. So let's say you did some work on a commercial property and you were able to save them a significant amount on their monthly electric bill. That's a great case study. And if you're using some techniques, as far as ventilation or, something that's not out of the norm, that would be a great case study to put on your website because people love being cool here in South Texas during the summer, but what they love probably even more is saving on those high electric bills. So if you can show someone how you've been able to save your former customers money, that's a great way to sell to them and through content. And of course, when you share that to social media, you're just going to get more visibility on that case study. And I already mentioned this, but listicle articles. So listicle articles, those are your typical top 11 ways to save on your energy bill this summer. I would say, try to be strategic with that. So, if you see that your top competitor already has an article that says top 7, the skyscraper technique is, it's a technique. Well, if they're talking about top 7, let's expand that and use top 14. Other than that, going back to what I mentioned earlier in the video, you could do something where you stick with the same number, but you go more into detail in that listicle article. And again, those types of articles are very easy to scan and very good when someone's on their mobile device and it's easy to read. So just a few ideas on types of content that you can create. You can also, especially for infographic, let's say you write a blog article, you can always repurpose that into an infographic or a video even. So it just depends on what your style is and what is the best way that you communicate. So how do you do some research? So first, I would always recommend taking the educational approach because top of funnel, that's where you're going to grab people's attention. So, one little trick I do, so let's say your main service offering is AC repair. And I always type how at the beginning of the search query, and that's going to give me some questions that people are asking online about this particular topic. So we have prevent AC repair with maintenance. So they're talking about, preventing the need for someone to come out and repair the AC unit with ongoing maintenance. So something that people can do at home and they don't necessarily need an expert. Now you might ask, okay, how will me writing content about people doing their own maintenance help my business? Well, you build that trust with people so that when they really do need an AC expert, they know someone to call. So that's kind of the strategy here. Now, this is the feature snippet. I mentioned this in my keyword strategy video, but see, these are some of the things that people are asking. How much does AC repair cost? What can cause your AC to stop working? How do you troubleshoot an air conditioner? How do I reset my AC unit? Can you replace the compressor in the AC unit? These are all great topics that you can write about. You can even have a series where you're answering commonly or frequently asked questions. And if you like video, you can get on video like I'm doing now and answer these questions. So these are all great questions you can go over. You see here, introduction to how to repair central air conditioners. So I'm not sure if that would be something that would be appropriate, especially if you're talking to a homeowner who may not have that expertise, but still might be a good topic to explore. You can see here, these guys, they have created some videos. So yeah, just look at what the competitors and other companies and other areas are doing. It'll help you get some ideas. Another place I like to look is Google News. So if you're not familiar with Google News, you just go to news.google.com and then again, type in AC repair. And this is going to pull articles from all over the world, really, and you can kind of see what people are talking about. So it's best to do your homework before hiring an AC repair company. So this is a great topic because you're pretty much educating your potential customer on what they should be looking for and what questions they should be asking before hiring an AC repair person. And so when you're educating the client in this way, you're almost setting the benchmark for what they should be looking for. And typically, if someone's reading an article, if you're writing the content, then they're going to assume that you meet all of these qualifications. So these types of articles always do very well. Why air conditioning repair and maintenance is important. Another good one. Some of these will be irrelevant. How to take care of your AC, prevent needing a repair. Great. Yeah, so you'll just go through this and kind of just filter out those article topics that would be good for your business. So that's how I would use Google News. And then finally, we're looking at Google Trends. So Google Trends is a free tool from Google. It pretty much tells you the popularity of a topic over time. So you can see here I typed in AC repair, and as you would expect, in the summer it's very popular, but during the fall and winter months, it becomes less popular, and then it bounces back. Starting it looks like in spring, early spring. So, very good topic. I would say go more in detail. So if there's a particular or specific service that you offer, put that in here and see what how people are searching for it over time. And what I really like for Google Trends, let's say if you target areas outside of Houston or even outside of Texas, you can look at the states locations where these searches are most popular, and maybe that's a good area to target if you're not already targeting. And then if you scroll a bit further, you can kind of see some of the related topics and queries. Now, all of these won't be relevant, but maybe if you can find a way to tie in window treatment, maybe do a collaboration article with a window treatment provider. Let's see what else here. Moving company. So if there's something that people should be aware of when they're moving or even preparing to sell their house in regards to their AC unit, that might be a good topic to write on. And you can see here in the right hand side, it gives you the increase in popularity over time. And then related queries, again, some of these might not be relevant, but you can kind of see what people are also searching for when they also search for AC repair. So going back to my list here, so let's say you've written an article, you publish it on your website. Good job. So you've done about 20% of the work, and the remaining 80% is promoting that content. And so you want to promote it on Facebook, Twitter. Maybe if you target commercial properties, LinkedIn or LinkedIn groups might be a good option. Pinterest is great for graphics. So if you go the infographic route, you can republish it on Pinterest. If you do videos, of course, you want to use YouTube, Vimeo, and there's some other video sharing platforms out there that might be a good target. But you want to also get very niche with where you're targeting. So let's say if you focus on residential AC repair services, you want to look at different discussion boards and forums for homeowners. So, I just type in homeowner forums. There's a lot of different variations you can do for that. But you can see here some of the forums that come up. And these would be great places to publish your content. And especially if it's educational and helpful, people would appreciate it. And it's a great way to get traffic to your website. So I would definitely use this as a channel to promote your content. And same if you target more commercial properties or property, people who own several real estate assets. I'll put in property management for them, but again, you can use different searches. You can kind of see some of the things that are coming up here. In all of these websites, they won't allow you to publish your content. That's where you have to do your research. But I definitely recommend using forums as a great way to start building your brand and building traffic to your company's website. Now, if you're not already using Google My Business Posts, this is a great place to share your content because you're feeding it directly to Google. And there hasn't been any research done on this, but if you share a link to your article, it does help it get indexed faster, which index just means it'll show up here in the search results faster versus if you don't share it. So just an idea there. Now, if you don't have a Google My Business page, and especially if you're targeting a local area, you need to do this today, like right after you watch this video, because it's very important when you are targeting local customers, and you want to make sure you have your reviews. But yeah, this is a great place to share your content as well. And there are tons of other ways to share your content. I'm not going to go into all of them for this video. I'm actually going to share an article written by Robbie Richards, and he lists a ton of different ways you can share your content. And I'm going to share that link here in the video description. Check that out. Definitely some great ideas there on how you can better promote your content. So that brings me to the end of the video. Hope that has been helpful. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We're going to be coming out with videos like this regularly if you are managing your own SEO campaign and just getting started with your SEO. Well, you have a great weekend. Take care, and I'll see you next week.